Welcome, my name is Nadine Campbell. I'm a fundraiser, mentor and marketer, and today I'm going to talk to you about digital fundraising is now. Let's first talk about the basics. So what is the definition of digital fundraising? Digital fundraising is any kind of fundraising activity where you're collecting money digitally or someone is collecting money digitally on your behalf. For example, if you make a donation via your smartphone, tablet, computer or smart speaker. So how you can fundraise digitally, you can do that many ways. Single donations, I'm sure many of your friends have sent you a link to sponsor them for whenever they're doing a challenge, whether it's climbing up a mountain or doing a sponsored walk. Regular donations, you can set this up via Facebook or you can set it up online and make a regular donation to your charity of choice. I'm sure a lot of people have actually made text donations. We've all seen appeals on television, whether it's comic relief or sport relief. That's an example of how you do a text donation. Crowdfunding as well. A lot of people are using that now to crowdfund, whether it's a treatment for people who perhaps need specific treatment for an illness that they have, or perhaps they have a business idea. Sponsorship we've talked about in terms of just your static sponsorship online using platforms that I will go into in a minute. And also social media giving, which is Facebook and other online digital platforms. So the digital fundraising landscape, let's talk about what that looks like. Virtual fundraising is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. We've loved it. We used it quite a lot throughout the pandemic and it's definitely here to stay, and a lot of charities are using it very well. Others are still struggling and still trying to get to grips with it. So text to donate proved highly popular in 2020, obviously because we were all in lockdown. We had no other way of donating. According to the Global Trends in Giving survey, 80% of all donations were made digitally, and that is only continuing to grow. More charities are using social media platforms for direct fundraising, and versatility in terms of using online versus your normal standard ways of fundraising is really the way forward. Another point to think about for the digital fundraising landscape is that 84% of people in the population have access to a smartphone. That means that more people are making donations online using their smartphone, and this is a huge opportunity for any charity who wants to tap into this market. Most of those people using a smartphone are between the ages of 13 to 54 and beyond. We have seen an increase in people who are using more smartphones who are older, and the pandemic had an impact on that too. So there's a huge opportunity for charities to do that. So now we're going to look at the social media landscape. There's quite a lot of familiar brands here that I'm sure many of you have used either in your personal life, work life, or maybe for your own business. The number one social media platform at the moment is Instagram. And what I would suggest is if you're not looking at Instagram, and if you're not on it, then certainly look at it, especially if your target audience is under the age of 40. If, for instance, your target audience are slightly older, then definitely look at YouTube. YouTube and video content is really important. Most people nowadays are looking at more video content online than what they've ever done before. Facebook is great for this because you can create videos and put them on there. People can share them. And Facebook is also a brilliant platform for creating an online community. A lot of charities are now using Facebook to create specific event pages and creating that online community. So for example, if you had a sponsored event coming up in 6 months' time, a great way to create that online community is to create a specific event page where a lot of people can actually get, join together. You've got all your participants in one area. You can share news, you can share tips, you can share meetups. You can really create that kind of team morale, and everybody will become more engaged with the charity, and therefore using that Facebook page space is really important, and it's really valuable for enhancing your fundraising in terms of digital presence. So some platforms to familiarise yourself with regards to income generation online. I've given a few examples here. There are many more out there, but these are platforms that I've used and I've actually found them quite useful. The first one I'm going to talk about is Enthuse. Then I'm going to talk about Facebook Donate, JustGiving, which many of you I'm sure have used, or at least if you haven't got it from your own organisation, then you've certainly probably donated via JustGiving to your friends and family. And then lastly is a campaign called The Big Give, which is a Christmas challenge that, again, I'm going to talk about a case study that I was directly involved with in 2020. So the first one really is Enthuse. Enthuse is an online giving platform. that you can create. You can have your own branding on there. So if you can have your charity logo, you can put on your case for support, so why anybody should donate to you. You can upload video content, so you might have some of your service users speaking about why they use your services, what's so fantastic about your charity and why people should donate. You can also have the ability for fundraisers to create their own profile. So if I was, for example, if I was fundraising for a specific charity, then I could set up my own profile with my own photograph. I can share it with my friends. I can even do it with my teammates and work, and we can get a challenge going. So I could maybe try and raise more money than my colleague who sits next to me, and we can do it as a team challenge as well. So I'll just run through each of the points. So you've got enthused fundraising events, which means that you can have your own fundraising events on there so people can register. So it allows you to see who's registered for your events. You get all the contact details, so you don't need to worry about creating separate spreadsheets. You can download all of that. You can take payment online. You've got that ability to create an enthused community. So again, you can create team spaces. So you could have 5 people from one organisation set up a team space so they can have a bit of a competition with regards to fundraising. You can also just take straight donations, so it can be used as a payment merchant. You can create virtual events on there, and again, it creates a similar platform to what Facebook would have, as in like one page with lots of participants on there. And then you've also got corporate fundraising, so you can co-brand. If you have a corporate partner or a business who are doing an event with you, you can co-brand that page so it looks and feels that you're both working together in partnership. Here are some of the fees for Enthuse, but also looking at the fees in general for some other online. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these because you can see the key thing I would say is whatever online fundraising platform you're going to look at is look to see if they're going to claim the gift aid on your behalf. The gift aid is an extra 25p and a pound. If you're already doing that in-house in your own organisation, then you might want to go for an online platform that doesn't do that service for you. But if you're not doing it, then I would suggest using one of these online platforms because it just takes away that pain from you, and it's one less thing you need to worry about. So the next thing we're going to look at is Facebook. So every day, more than 45 million people give birthday wishes on Facebook. I'm sure you've seen it. Your friend is having a birthday. They've said to you, look, I don't want any presents. I've created an online birthday fundraiser on Facebook. I just would like you to donate to that. I mean, I've done it. I know quite a lot of my friends have done it. And it's a lovely way, quick and simple. Just share it with your friends. They make a donation and the money goes straight to the charity. What you can do as well on Facebook is you can create live videos, which, people can donate via live videos. You can actually set up regular donations on Facebook as well. So if you have your own Facebook page, you can set up on the back end that people could make a regular donation through Facebook. So there's lots to be done on Facebook in terms of creating that online mechanism to receive donations. Sponsorship platforms. So again, we've kind of talked about Enthuse, which is a brilliant one, but also Just Giving. Everybody's familiar with Just Giving. Similar to Enthuse, you can take straightforward donations. You can set up specific event pages. You can also have your own branding on there, so your own charity logo. And you can also share everything via different social media platforms to get a greater reach in terms of you've set up your fundraising page and you want to get it out to as many people. And again, Just Giving has the ability to create an event page, which means you have lots of participants all on the same page, creating that kind of online community. Today I'm going to talk to you about the case study which focuses on The Big Give. The Big Give is a leading online match giving platform, and I applied for the Big Give Christmas Challenge in June 2020 when I worked at AHNI. And the purpose of the Big Give Christmas Challenge is to create an appeal online where you have philanthropists who will choose to support your programme and will give you match funding based on the number of donations that you get from the general public. So I'll talk you through the process in terms of what I did and how we were managed to raise £14.6 thousand in 7 days. So the Big Give Christmas Channel comes out at June every year. You put in your case for support in terms of your story, why somebody should support your organisation. It doesn't even have to be a lot of words, 350, 400 words at most. If you have video content, brilliant. If you don't, static images can help. And you also need to set yourself a realistic target. So we decided that we would set ourselves a target of 4,500 because we thought at the time that that was realistic. We did actually increase that income target, but I'll get into that in a minute. So when you apply in June 2020, you put together your campaign, you put together what it is that you're raising money for, and then you're asked to secure pledgers in July and August. So say you've given yourself a target of 4,500, you have to raise a certain amount of that in pledged income from your supporters. So the way that I did that was I contacted our supporters and asked them would they pledge their support to our campaign that was going to go live in December. And if you're successful in that, then you will be given a foundation who will match your donations at Christmas time as well. So the way that we were actually able to execute this was we informed all donors via email, website, social media platforms. Now I appreciate that some of your organisations you may not be able to set up to email everybody, but you can just use, set a realistic target, use whatever marketing channels you have. So if you don't have access to email platforms, then you can just do it by emailing all of your contacts through your Outlook. You can put on a quick post on your social media, and you can just put it on your website as well. The Big Give Christmas Challenge launches on the 1st of December and it finishes on the 8th of December. So you have a week to get as many donations that you need from your supporters in that week to help you reach your income target. You also use a social media kind of within that week to say, look, we're launching today, we're halfway through, and then you celebrate your success at the end. So for us, we had raised 14,500, which surpassed our income target by $5,000. So I'm just going to show you a few examples of the type of social media posts that we did. So here you can see we were able to use the Big Give, actually give you their logo. They give you some assets that you can use online. So you'll see there the Big Give Christmas Challenge. We had a case study which we were able to talk about. In the middle, we had just used a free tool called Canva that you can create your own kind of speech bubbles that you've got there. And then we had some celebrity support too, but you could use a local spokesperson. Maybe you've got a trustee of your organisation who could talk about the appeal, or you've got a local celebrity here in Northern Ireland that perhaps supports your charity, so that you can use those. This is an example of the emails that we use. So again, the Big Give Christmas Challenge logo is there, and I would encourage you to use all of the kind of marketing tools that they provide to you. And you can see there in the middle, there was a YouTube video that was created too. Again, you don't need to do a flashy video. In fact, the more authentic the video, you can have an iPhone, do the video on your iPhone, upload it onto email and send it through, put it online, and just for that whole week, just really push your message out to get the best reach for your campaign. So finally, I just want to say the future is bright. Yes, we are in a recession. Yes, historically this does impact negatively on donations, but one of the things that's come out of COVID-19 is that when we are in a crisis, the charity sector is always there to support, and that is always recognised by our supporters, as in those who donate to our charities. One of the things I want to highlight here is during the first lockdown in April, 59% of people donated to charity. Lots of charities received lots of support, whether it was monetary, new volunteers coming forward, and a lot of that comes down to the great and the good that we have within our local communities. But I would really want to look at is you need to have a hybrid event calendar. So looking at your events now that you're doing within your charity, some of them, yes, can be online, but some of them can be face-to-face. Just decide which works best for you. So what I would say to you is remain virtual. It's here to stay. So look at your Facebook, create your Facebook pages, get that online community going. It's really simple. You're probably already using Facebook. You're probably already part of lots of groups anyway. Just do it in your workplace. Be visible. Be online, talk about what it is you do. Use your iPhone or your Android phone, whatever you have, to do quick videos. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. In fact, the less slick, the better, the more engagement you will get. And be versatile. Don't rely on traditional methods of fundraising because you're not going to reach everybody. If anybody has any questions, these are my contact details, and I'm more than happy to be contacted and provide any other support that I can.